I made a TGCF fanzine. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are in a different location. That's because I'm going to be talking about my new fanzine. So I have my sketchbook here with all the topics I want to talk about, so I don't forget anything. I wanted to make a video talking about my experience making a fanzine since when I made my first one, which is my avatar fanzine. I couldn't find many resources on YouTube, so I thought it will be a good idea to make a video for those who want to make a fanzine as well. I also asked on Instagram if you guys had any questions about the process or if you were curious about anything, and I'll try to answer all your questions in this video. I hope I don't forget anything. So first of all, why did I want to make another fanzine? If you know me personally, you know how much I love Evan Official's Blessing. He's here keeping me company. So I wanted to make something that showed all my love for that story. So why not make a fanzine? I've done one of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I can make a TGCF one as well. So I started working, or I had the idea last year. I think it was in June. Probably June 2024. Hello everyone. So today is, I don't know what day, but it's June, and a few days ago or some weeks ago I decided I want to make another zine, because last time I had a total mental breakdown, but that's fine. I already forgot about it, so I want to make a new one now. I decided I want to make a TGCF fanzine. You can tell I'm a very devoted fan. And yeah, I decided I'll do things differently this time. I won't pressure myself as much to meet deadlines and stuff. Because this time I'm almost on university vacation. So I'll have a lot more free time to work on it and figure my ideas. So I had the idea, and now let's come up with a name. I had a few ideas for the name. I wanted something like red and white, crimson and white. Something that it was obvious it was about Hualien, but it wasn't that obvious for other people. So I had crimson and white, but then I thought maybe silk, because of the color, it's much more elegant, I don't know, so crimson and silk. I already came up with a name, which is Crimson and Silk, because, First of all, I had the idea for the cover. I had two ideas, but of course I only used one, because it was much more powerful than the other one. And then I came up with the cover, and I already had an idea for the cover. Actually, I already made a cover because I was very excited. Here it is. Yeah. After the cover, I decided how many pages I wanted. My Avatar fanzine is, I think, 28 pages, including the cover. And so I was like, I wanted to make a bigger fanzine. Since I'm making another one, I might as well make a bigger one. So I thought, okay, I'll do 32 pages this time. And that's exactly what happened. After deciding the number of pages, I started making a list, just writing ideas with everything I wanted to do in those 32 pages. So I had my ideas list, and I tried to come up with a layout for all the pages. Like, in this page I'm going to draw this, in this page I'm going to draw that. But I didn't follow it very much. Like, if I had a better idea, I just did it, which happened a lot, because as time passed by, I was like, okay, this would be fun, so I'll do that. Then I was like, you know what would be fun? If I did bundles with merch. Since last time I just did the zine and just freebies, this time I'm going to make bundles. So I had just a zine, I had a digital option, I had a flat bundle with a postcard, a sticker sheet, a bookmark, and a lenticular card, which is one of those things it is like an illusion, which, well, basically they look like they have a filter. The one I made basically looks like they have a filter on and just they're like moving, and it was so fun. Then I made a merch bundle which included an acrylic charm, a button pin, heart shape, and a wood pin. And then I had the full bundle which include all of what I said. And I'm not sure, but I think I came up with the designs for the bundles first, or it was just very early in the process when they happened. And with the bundles I also came up with the freebies, which I wanted to make an art print and a sticker. Last time I made 2 prints and a sticker, but this time I thought it would be better just 1 print and 1 holographic sticker. About the process of making a fanzine, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty tough because I started making in June and until September I was doing just fine, and then uni started and if you don't know, this year I'm taking a master's degree, and it was very hard, to be honest, to just have time to make the zine. Someone asked if I felt like giving up and how did I manage to get out of that thought. And to be honest, it wasn't very great. Most of the times I wanted to give up, and this happened last time when I made the avatar one, because I make deadlines for myself and I have to follow them, which, to be honest, is just crazy because I don't need to follow deadlines. I just need to do it and have fun with it. Yeah, that's a mistake I make, and I hope if you make a fanzine, you don't make that mistake. Like, if you're making a group fanzine, that's one thing. If you're making one by yourself, just relax and have fun with it. Don't start stressing too much like I did. But thankfully, it all went well and I ended up making it. What I wanted was for people to enjoy my fanzine and my work, my art. And it's priceless to see your work come to life, so that's the thing that kept me going. And of course I was like, okay, I finished this page, and showed it to my friends, and they were like, wow, that looks amazing. So that also made me want to keep going. This was supposed to be released only in January of this year, or I would just open pre-orders in January, but because of some logistic situations like ordering merch, which I do in a group, I had to open pre-orders in December. So that was the only deadline that I had to follow, but it was okay. About pricing, which I think it's a question some of you might have as well. I wanted to make something affordable. I didn't want to make something very expensive, but I also wanted to have how do I explain this? Like, I wanted to have a reward for all my work, of course, but I wanted people to enjoy my fanzine and be able to enjoy it with a proper price. So I had a pre-orders price for the fanzine, and I tried to make my bundles prices as low as possible, but also giving me a margin to earn some money. But I think I did a good job with that. About pre-orders, I decided to have a whole month of pre-orders in which I would share content about the future fanzine and what every bundle included. So I came up with a bunch of posts, a bunch of reels and TikToks. I tried to make the best marketing as possible because I was very afraid of not getting pre-orders. I know the feeling. It's very scary because it's something you've been working on for months, and then you're like, what if I don't get any sale? What happens? Which would be totally fine, but I get it. I also made a giveaway post. So I had the pre-orders posts and reels and all the marketing stuff, and December rolled around and pre-orders opened, which actually this is a funny situation. I hadn't finished the fanzine by the time pre-orders open, which is fine, but I wouldn't recommend it because I was like, okay, pre-orders finish on the last day of December, and I'm telling people I'm going to ship them around late January, early February, so I still had like to have time to everything to be done, like printed, the acrylic charms made, everything, which doesn't depend on me, depends on other manufacturers. If you're making a fanzine, my advice is to finish everything and only then open pre-orders. Please don't make the same mistakes as I did, because then it was exam season at my university and everything went insane, but thankfully it's over now and I managed to make everything on time and ship everything on time. I finished the fanzine at around, I believe I finished the fanzine at the middle of January. I sent it to print. Acrylic charms are already being made. I think it all arrived a week later or 2 weeks later, and I ended up shipping everything before February, which was very good, but please don't make the same mistake. Now on to the making stuff. Someone asked how I print it or how the printing process works. I didn't print it at home, of course, because it has like silver finish butterflies. So I used a printing company. I'll leave the name over here somewhere. And they were great because they have a template and all the instructions you need to print your own fanzine. It's not like they don't have a fanzine option, they have like a magazine option with some special finishes. They also have a normal magazine with other papers, which I have some samples. I had some samples beforehand to choose from, but this one is very nice. It's like watercolor paper. It's very different from this one because this one had to be a matte specific paper to have the finish butterflies. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but they are quite different. If you have any more questions that I didn't answer here about the whole process, coming up with ideas or anything, just feel free to ask me. I'll reply to everything. And the last point is next fanzine. To be honest, not anytime soon, because at least by myself, because these are roller coasters. I remember I was in the south of Portugal at an event in like July, and I was telling a friend of mine that I met there, like, oh, look, I'm making a TGCF fanzine. And they were like, oh my god, that looks great. And then I only finished in January. So it's so much work, but it's great. You get to make beautiful things, to be honest. So my final advice are like, don't have a deadline. Please, if you're making one by yourself, don't make a deadline and be hard on yourself. You can make, and I would suggest you make one, a layout beforehand, like, I want to make these many pages and these are my ideas. Just go with the flow, and when you finish, you'll rearrange the pages in a completely different way, to be honest. Because I remember this one was like one of the first pages I drew, and it's almost at the end. So don't feel pressured about anything. If you're making one by yourself and you want to have fun with it, don't rush it. Just take your time, and you'll finish it eventually, and it will be great. And yeah, I think that was it. I hope I didn't forget anything. Either ways, thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye! Bye!